Okay, so you're prepping for a Defense Administration Officer interview,
Uh-huh.
which tells me a few things right off the bat.
Yeah.
You like things organized,
Yeah.
you've got an eye for detail,
Right.
and maybe you even like a little bit of that military precision.
Mm-hmm.
We're going deep with RoleCatcher today.
Okay.
Career guides, interview guides,
Yeah.
all their intel to help you nail this thing.
Sounds good.
And they even have AI tools.
Oh, wow.
Get ready for some insights and tips, because this is a fascinating world.
It really is. The defense world is fascinating, and this role is
Yeah.
about way more than just salutes and acronyms.
Right. It's about being the backbone
Yeah.
of a defense institution,
Yeah,
making sure
ex-
everything runs behind the scenes.
Exactly.
So let's unpack this. What does a Defense Administration Officer actually do?
Well, RoleCatcher kind of paints a picture for us. Someone who handles records, manages staff, keeps those accounts clean.
Right. But what else?
But there's so much more to it.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. You're the force that keeps the wheels turning. Okay.
In the defense world, you might be overseeing operations at a base,
Wow.
making sure personal records are accurate.
Okay.
Or maybe you're at a government office managing budgets for these huge projects.
Right.
No matter where you are, accuracy and compliance are key.
So stability and impact, but high stakes too.
Oh, for sure.
RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from that.
No, they don't.
Long hours, stress, even dangerous situations sometimes.
Yeah,
But they highlight the benefits too.
absolutely.
Amazing benefits. Chance to climb the ladder. It's about finding the right fit.
It really is for you.
For you.
Right.
Exactly. Speaking of fit, let's talk skills.
Okay.
Active listening, reading, comprehension time management.
All important.
Those are givens. But here's what intrigues me.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher emphasizes customer service and knowledge of defense policies.
It's interesting, isn't it?
You don't think of those right away?
No, not usually.
So why are those crucial?
Well, imagine you're coordinating logistics for a big operation.
You're dealing with military personnel, government officials, even civilians.
Right. Lots of different people.
Exactly. You need strong customer service to keep everyone on the same page.
Makes sense. Communication is key.
It really is. Clear communication and collaboration for efficiency.
And knowing those defense policies inside and out.
Oh, that's essential.
Yeah.
You're in a highly regulated world.
Right.
Every decision, every single document needs to align with these complex policies.
So you have to know the intricacies.
You do. Showing you understand that is a major advantage.
Okay, time for the main event.
The interview.
Interview questions.
Well-
RoleCatcher gives us a ton.
Yeah, they do.
And we're going to walk through some common ones,
Okay.
giving you strategies to really stand out,
Awesome.
ready to put on your interview hat.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay. First one. Describe your experience working in defense administration.
Seems simple.
But how do we make it shine?
This is your moment to show not just what you've done, but the impact you made.
I like that.
Don't just list roles. Talk about projects, challenges, you overcame results.
Give me an example.
Sure. Did you streamline a process, reduce costs,
Okay.
highlight those achievements?
So instead of I manage budgets,
Right.
it's more like I implemented a new system that cut overspending by 10%.
Exactly. Now be ready for follow-ups.
Oh, right. Of course.
They might ask, can you talk about a time you implemented a new defense policy? What were the steps? What were the results?
So they're digging deeper
They are.
into your problem solving and knowledge.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What experience do you have managing budgets for defense projects?
This is all about your financial skills.
Oh, okay.
Mention tools and techniques you've used.
Like what?
Budget forecasting, cost analysis, variance reporting.
Okay.
And again, concrete examples.
Got it. So a follow-up might be, have you ever had to make tough budget cuts? How did
Yeah.
you approach that? What did you consider?
They're looking for strategic thinking.
Right. Okay, this one's crucial. How do you ensure compliance with government regulations and policies? This is the heart of it.
It's about being meticulous, following the rule.
Exactly. Don't just say you follow them.
Right.
Talk about your process for verifying information, maintaining databases, quality control.
Show them you're proactive.
Yes, show them you're on top of those regulations.
So a follow-up could be, can you give an example of a complex regulatory challenge? How did you stay compliant while still reaching your goals?
They want to see you navigate the tricky stuff.
Okay, you're good at these follow-ups.
Well, you're getting the hang of this.
Huh.
Anticipating them is key.
It is.
Yeah.
Before we go on, let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI tools.
Oh, yeah.
Remember how we mentioned tailoring your resume and answers?
Right.
How does that work?
Their AI is pretty amazing. It analyzes job descriptions,
Okay.
finds keywords and skills they're looking for. Then it compares those to your resume.
So it's like a resume coach.
Exactly. It helps you see what's missing.
Wow. So you know what those hiring managers want.
Exactly. And it gets better.
There's more.
They have AI feedback for your answers, too. You record yourself answering, and their AI analyzes it.
Analyzes what?
Your delivery content, even body language.
Like a practice run with an expert.
Exactly. You have to fine-tune everything.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Especially for a high-pressure field like this.
It really helps with the confidence.
Okay, I'm ready for more questions. Bring them on.
All right. This one focuses on logistics. Describe your experience coordinating logistical support for defense operations.
Logistics. The lifeline of any operation.
That's right.
What are they getting at here?
They want to see you plan, organize, and coordinate complex stuff.
Okay.
Managing resources, solving problems on the fly, making sure everything runs smoothly.
Like a last-minute change or equipment failure.
Exactly.
Share those stories.
And a follow-up could be, tell me about a time a logistical challenge almost derailed a project. How did you handle it? What did you learn?
They're looking for adaptability resilience.
Okay, next one. How do you ensure all documentation is accurate and up to date?
This seems straightforward, but
But accuracy is crucial.
it's everything in defense administration. So how do we make this answer stand out?
Walk them through your process. Verifying information databases quality control.
Okay.
Are you a double checker? Do you have a system for tracking updates? Show them those habits.
I bet they'd ask, describe a time you had to correct a big error in documentation. What did you do? How did you prevent it from happening again?
It's about owning mistakes and showing you learn.
Okay, now for the one everyone dreads.
Oh.
How do you manage competing priorities in a high-pressure environment?
The pressure cooker.
Right? It's about time management, staying calm under fire.
Exactly. Give them examples of juggling deadlines, prioritizing, tasks, delegating.
Okay.
Did you ever have to make a tough call under pressure? Share that.
So a follow-up could be, describe a time you had to make a difficult decision under pressure. What did you consider? How did you communicate it?
They want to see leadership and how you handle those tough calls.
Make sense? Ready for a few more?
Absolutely.
Bring 'em on.
Okay, what experience do you have managing personnel in a defense context?
This one seems pretty straightforward. What's the key here?
It's about showcasing your leadership style
Okay.
and understanding how to manage people in this specific environment.
Right.
Talk about building teams, motivating individuals, giving feedback, resolving conflicts.
Okay.
Have you ever had to discipline someone? Briefly mention how you handled it professionally.
And the follow-up. Describe a situation where you had to discipline a subordinate. How did you approach it? What was the outcome?
Demonstrating you can handle sensitive situations.
Last one for now. How do you ensure that all equipment and supplies are maintained and in good working order?
This is about responsibility for resources and being ready for anything.
What should I highlight?
Focus on your systems, inventory management, maintenance, scheduling, quality control.
Okay.
Talk about working with vendors and contractors, making sure equipment is ready to go.
And a potential follow-up.
Yes.
Have you ever dealt with a critical equipment failure? What did you do to fix it? What did you put in place to prevent it from happening again?
Problem solving and risk management.
Wow. You're really getting good at these.
You're doing great too.
Thanks. Let's take a quick break and come back to tackle some more.
Sounds good. Okay, back to those interview questions.
I'm ready.
This one's about contracts. What experience do you have managing contracts for defense projects?
Contracts are a big deal everywhere, but in defense, I bet it's even more complex.
You're right. We're talking about classified info regulations, lots of money.
Yeah, high stakes.
The interviewer wants to see you understand all that and that you've done it before.
Successfully.
Right. So what should we focus on here?
Good question.
Think about the whole life of a contract. From writing it to negotiating it to making sure it's followed.
Okay, the whole process.
Exactly. Highlight your ability to handle risks, solve problems, keep those contractor relationships strong.
Sounds like you need legal knowledge, financial skills.
You need it all.
So a follow-up could be, have you ever had to terminate a contract? Why? How did you handle it?
That's a good one. They're testing your decision-making and your understanding of the consequences.
Legal and financial consequences.
Yeah. Be ready to explain your reasoning and the steps you took.
Speaking career stuff, RoleCatcher talks about getting hands-on experience early.
It's so important.
Internships, volunteering, even part-time jobs.
Anything related to the field.
So practical experience is really valuable.
It shows you can apply what you know.
Not just theory.
Right. Real-world scenarios.
Okay. What about moving up in this career? Where can this role lead?
RoleCatcher outlines a few paths. You could start as a junior officer and move up,
Great.
maybe lead a team or a whole department.
So there's room to grow.
There is, for those who are driven.
What about certifications? Any that would boost a resume?
Definitely RoleCatcher mentions a few.
Like what?
The Certified Defense Financial Manager, CDFM.
Okay.
It shows you understand defense finances.
So it's about professional development too.
Absolutely. Keeping your skills sharp.
Especially in defense, things are always changing.
They are. Being a lifelong learner is key.
Back to those interview questions.
You got it.
I'm ready.
All right, this one's interesting. Describe a time you had to deal with a difficult stakeholder in a defense project. How did you manage the situation?
Oh, everyone's had a tough stakeholder at
I
something.
think it happens.
No.
How do you answer this without being negative, though?
Yeah, that's the trick.
Focus on the process, not the person.
Okay.
Explain the situation, their concerns, what you did to address them.
So not Mr. X was impossible,
No.
but more like Mr. X had concerns about the timeline. I listened, explained the schedule, and we worked together to find a solution.
Perfect. You're professional and diplomatic. You're a problem solver.
And a follow-up could be, what did you learn? How did this change how you manage stakeholders?
It shows you reflect and you improve.
Okay, here's one that tests thinking on your feet. You're working on a time-sensitive project and a crucial piece of equipment breaks down. What do you do?
Ah, the situational question.
It feels high pressure.
It's about problem solving under pressure. Stay calm, assess the situation, take action.
So I can't just say, I'd call a technician.
Yep, walk them through it.
What?
What are the immediate steps?
Okay. Secure the area, make sure everyone's safe, contact the experts.
Okay.
Then what? Are there backup options? Can you find a workaround to avoid delays?
So something like, first, safety. Then, while I call for help, I'd look for backup equipment or other ways to keep things moving.
That's good. And don't forget to document everything.
Right.
And think about how to prevent it next time.
So you're proactive.
Exactly.
Okay.
How do you stay up to date on the latest developments in defense technology and policy?
That's important. This field moves fast.
It does. They want to see you're learning and staying informed.
How do we show that?
Talk about professional organizations,
Yeah.
publications, conferences,
Hi.
even your online research. What are you interested in?
Show them you're actively learning.
Exactly. Not just waiting for info to come to you.
Before we go on, let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI again.
Sure.
You mentioned feedback on answers. Can you explain that?
So let's say you've practiced that budget question.
Okay.
You record yourself answering it.
Like a real interview.
Exactly. Their AI watches and listens. To what?
Your tone, your pacing, body language, even filler words.
Wow, that's thorough. What kind of feedback does it give?
It can tell you if you're talking too fast or too quietly,
Okay.
if you need to improve your posture or eye contact.
Wow.
It even flags those ums and likes.
So it's like a virtual coach for interview skills.
Exactly. It helps you build confidence and present your best self.
And you can practice as much as you need.
That's the best part. Keep practicing until you're ready.
Amazing. Okay, back to those questions. What's next?
Let's dive into leadership and managing people and resources. Ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's keep going with these interview questions. This one's about sensitive information. How do you ensure confidentiality of information in a defense environment?
Confidentiality is huge, especially with classified stuff or sensitive data. What should we emphasize here?
You have to show you understand the protocols, the procedures, everything about handling sensitive information.
Okay.
Talk about data encryption, secure file sharing, access control.
So more than just, I follow the rules.
Right, you need to know the specific security measures.
And give examples of how you've used them.
Yes. Have you ever had a situation where confidentiality was at risk? How did you handle it?
They want to see you in action. Not just knowing the rules, but applying them.
Exactly. Okay, this one zooms out a bit. What are some of the current challenges facing the defense industry?
This is bigger than just the role itself.
It is. How much do you know about the industry as a whole?
So we need to be up on current events and trends.
Yes. Read those defense publications, follow the news, be ready to talk about things like cybersecurity threats, budget issues, the global landscape.
It's about seeing the big picture.
It is.
Yeah.
And don't forget to tie it back to the role.
Okay.
How can a defense administration officer help with these challenges?
Connecting your skills to the organization's goals.
Exactly. Now, before we move on, RoleCatcher's Career Guide has a good point about networking.
Oh, yeah. Networking's important.
It is, especially in defense. Building relationships can open doors.
Provide insights.
Exactly. Go to events, join organizations, connect with people.
Be proactive.
Yes. You never know what those connections might lead to.
Okay, back to the questions. What's next?
This one's about communication. Describe a time when you had to communicate a complex technical issue to a non-technical audience.
That's always a challenge, especially with all the jargon in defense.
Keep it clear and simple.
Okay,
Break it down into smaller parts. Use analogies, examples.
so they can understand.
Exactly. Be patient. Explain things more than once if you need to.
And listen to make sure they're following.
Absolutely. They might ask, what strategies do you use to make sure different audiences understand you?
Show them you're adaptable.
Right. Okay, last one for today. Describe a time when you had to work under extreme pressure to meet a deadline. How did you manage the situation?
Another classic.
This one's about resilience, how you handle pressure.
What's the key to answering it?
Talk about your problem-solving skills, time management, staying calm and focused.
Good.
Give a specific example of a high-pressure moment. What were the challenges? What did you do? What was the result?
And they might ask, how do you prioritize with multiple deadlines? Or how do you manage stress and stay productive?
They want to know your coping mechanisms, how you thrive in tough situations.
So it's okay to admit you feel stress.
It is. It's about managing it effectively.
Okay, that's it for the interview questions. We covered a lot.
Good. You should be feeling much more prepared now.
I am, definitely. Thanks for all the insights and tips.
My pleasure. Remember, preparation is key. Practice your answers. Use those AI tools from RoleCatcher.
And go in with confidence.
Yes, you've got the skills and experience to excel.
Absolutely. Even though the defense world keeps changing, those core skills will always be valuable.
Organization, attention to detail, a commitment to excellence.
That's what they're looking for.
Go out there and good luck with the interview.
And that wraps up another deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep exploring.